Yo, what's up, the greatest movement, and welcome back to another video. I'm your host, JV, and welcome back to another Japanese video. We have our Japanese textbook over there. And last video, I showed you guys kind of my introduction to Japanese and how I got into it, and like some controversial topics. You can go watch that video. I'm probably gonna lay that video like towards the end of the video. But today we're actually going to be reviewing probably like a few lessons, and this is actually going to be not a quick video but a longer video. Sometimes I do like more short form content, but let's go ahead and get right into the video. And we have a octopus right here. I love this little guy. Octopus in Japanese is taco, not taco, taco. So we're just gonna set him right here. I should set him on my head. I'm gonna just set him over there. So have our textbook right here. Okay, so lesson 1. It says right here, lesson 1 talks about basically it talks about basic sentence structure. Like whenever you see different videos and they teach y'all, you know, like the simple particle and the simple what is it called? The simple ending you would use like des or deska, like x y y des. Like right here, I'm actually show you guys the book. You might can see it right here, lesson 1. It might not have too much focus. Right here, x y y des. Question sentences, noun 1, no, noun 2. We're gonna actually go ahead and get into it. It says it starts on page 36, so let's go and skip to 36. And I'm also gonna be showing you guys the vocabulary you should be picking up to go back and read the stories that they actually give you. This like this right here in the greetings. I'm actually gonna be reading the greetings out to you guys. And this right here, it says aichisu. So right here, greetings. Aichisu. So the first one says ohayo and ohayo gozaimasu, konnichiwa, konbanwa, sayonara, ayosumi nasai, arigatou gozaimasu, sumimasen, ie, ittekimasu, tadaima, itarashai, okaeri nasai, itadakimasu. I am not familiar with saying this saying, but I'm going to try my best. Gochisou sama deshita. Hajimemashite. Hondo ai desu. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And that is aichisu. That's the first page. Those are just simple greetings for different settings. Ohayo gozaimasu means good morning in a very formal way. Konnichiwa basically means to say hello. It's a very formal way of saying hello in general, and not like good morning. Konbanwa means like good evening. Sayonara means bye, like goodbye, in a form of you're not gonna be seeing that person for a while. I get into like other like endings. Oh man, well not other endings, like basically other byes, because there are very different byes. They're like we have, I'll name a few actually. We have jane, and so on. There's a lot. I can't list yet because I'm only on lesson 7. But we're gonna go ahead. We have oyasumi nasai. That is a very formal way of saying good night. Oyasumi basically just means good night, but like in a more informal setting, you can use it with your friends and family. In an informal setting anyway, you use it with like friends and family. Arigato means thank you. Arigato gozaimasu, like I said, very formal and informal. Sumimasen means excuse me, and he says ie right here. Now what I've learned that ie means no, but ie can also means like, oh, don't worry about it. Oh, like no problem. So in ittekimasu means probably like I'm going out, and I believe iterashai means like be safe or something like that. I am not entirely sure, because these right here I did not study. Now I know what tadaima means. It basically means to return home, and akaeri nasai means welcome back home. So itadakimasu is something you say before you eat in Japan. Gochisou sama deshita. The food was good. The food was delicious. Personally, you can say that, but I'll probably say like, let's say, because tasty in Japanese is what? Oishi is oishi, right? Tasty. So it was like very tasty. You can say totemo oishi, very tasty. So hajimemashite means nice to meet you, and now he's introducing himself. Hondo ai desu, and he says his name. Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Pleased to meet you, or pleased to make your acquaintance. Now right here, it does have the list that I missed. this is the list right here of what I just read back to you guys. And of course we have some expression notes right here, but I'm going to skip over those. And right here we have the numbers that you should learn. Suji means numbers in Japanese. Now I'm going to teach you guys how to count in Japanese to 1 to 10 and so on, and I'm going to teach you how to place one number in front of the other and continue on and so on. So right now we have zero or rei. Usually people say zero, they rarely say rei, but today we say ich, ni, san, shi. Number 4 is shi when you're counting up. When you're counting down, it's yon. I know that's probably a hard rule to remember, but you'll get used to it after a while. Ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, ji, 1. Okay, so I kind of didn't really express what I was doing. So ichi is 1, ni is 2, san is 3, shi is 4, go is 5, roku is 6, nana is 7, hachi is 8, kyu is 9, ju is 10. Now it's like any other language. What you want to do is say the number 10 first, then place the according number behind it, like ich, ni, san, shi, go, roku, nana, hachi, kyu, or anything behind it. Like we have 11, 11. Right here, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then for 20, we put the number 2 in front of it. Remember I said the number 2 in Japanese is ni. Then we put the number 10 behind it. And you know that would equal up, that would equal up to 20, niju. And then from there, 21 would be 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 28. I think I just skipped number 7. 27, 28, 29, 30. 30 is 30. Now we have this 30, and of course, as you guys should kind of get it by now. You say san, number 3, then ju, the 10 behind it, and then the according number behind it. 31, 31, 32, 32, 33, 33, 34, 34, and so on and so on. Now we're gonna get into like more of saying like the 10 values, which would be like 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, changing its course and it being hyaku. But don't worry about hyaku right now because you get really used to it. That's like you basically getting used to like sen. Sen is 1,000 in Japanese. But we're going to move on now. Now right here it says atarashi tomodachi. I don't know why I couldn't say tomodachi. So it means new friends. Atarashi meaning new, tomodachi meaning friends. So we're going to read this and we're going to show you guys. Kaiwa also means dialogue. So we have Takashi-san. Konnichiwa, Kimuro Takashi desu. And then we have Meri. Meri Hato desu. Ryugakusei desu ka? Iie, Nihonjin desu. So desu ka? Nanensei desu ka? 4年生 desu. Now, that was the first story. Now we're gonna go through the first story. So he says, hello, my name is Takashi Kimura. And then she also introduced herself. And without reading this over here, I'm gonna keep my eyes on you guys. So I believe she says, I'm covering this up so I won't see the definitions. And she says, Ryugakusei desu ka? And that basically means, are you a transfer student or you're an international student? He says, Iie, Nihonjin desu. I am Japanese. So that means he's from here. He's not like a transfer student. And he said, so desu ka? Is that so? And he said, nanensei desu ka? Nanensei desu ka basically means which year are you? And he says, 4年生 desu. He's a 4th year. So right here, we have this right here. I want you guys to see this. The number 1, if you guys can see it. So now we have the second story. It says at the orientation, Mary introduces herself to everyone. So this one says, Hajimemashite, Mary Hato desu. Arizona Daigaku no gakusei desu. So she's basically saying right here for number 2, if you guys didn't really understand it or catch it. She says the University of Arizona. She's a student at the University of Arizona. She is a 2nd year. 2年生 desu. 2nd year. Senko wa Nihongo desu. Her major is Japanese. 19 desu. 19 sai desu. 19 sai desu means she's 19. If you add sai at at the end of any number, it says basically sai just means years old. Like I'm 18, right? So I would say 18 sai, 18 years old. And she says yoroshiku onegaishimasu. And yoroshiku onegaishimasu basically means nice to meet you. So we're going to head to the next page of lesson 1. And basically, lesson 1 is basically teaching you how to form sentences. After you guys get a grip and on this vocabulary right here, all this vocabulary, I'm actually gonna go over this right quick with you guys. I'm probably not gonna go over all the definitions. Probably gonna go over some because we do have like basically, yeah, we have our grammar points right here. What I was telling you guys about the des and the topic marker wa on how to form basic sentences. So we're just gonna go over this vocabulary right quick. Tango is vocabulary in Japanese. So we have daigaku, college, university, koukou, high school, gakusei, student, daigakusei, college student, ryugakusei, international student, sensei, teacher or professor, nensei, which means year student, ichinensei, first year student, and so on, 2年生, 3年生, 4年生. And senko means major, watashi means tomodachi means friend, san means Mr. or Mrs. And used mostly in like work settings, school settings, etc. Nihojin, Japanese people. Ima means now. Gozen means AM. Gogo means PM. Ji means o'clock. Ichiji means 1 o'clock. So on. Ichiji, nichiji, no, niji, sanji, yonji. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you guys how to say, hello, what time is it now in Japanese? Because right here we have imi, which means now, and we have ichiji, which means 1 o'clock. Han, means half. Niji han means 2:30. So you would say, imi nanji, nanji basically means like, oh, what time? Imi nanji desu ka? What time is it now? And if you guys really didn't understand that, like this, because the this part, what I was talking about with grammar, we're going to be reviewing that on the second page. So I'm going to go ahead and finish reading this first page, and then we're going to go on to the grammar points for this. So let's go ahead and finish this. And this is Nihon, it means Japan. America means USA. And Go means language. Nihongo means the Japanese language. Sai means years old, what I was telling you guys. Denwa means telephone. And Bam means number. So what we have over here is the grammar points. So we have X, Y, Y. That's very common. I find this very helpful for your first time ever learning Japanese. Some people don't open the textbook out because textbooks don't help everybody. I totally agree with that. I agree with textbooks textbooks don't help everybody, and some people learn the information online. But personally, I feel like I learn better from a textbook, and I'm gonna teach you guys a little bit of what I know and how you can get here to where I am right now, because it really takes study and practice, and it takes listening comprehension and trying to repeat it back to yourself, trying to talk to other people to see if you're good too. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into the grammar point. So right here, X, Y, Y this. So it says, I am a student. My major is the Japanese language. It is 12:30. These sentences will all be translated into Japanese using an appropriate noun and the word des. So basically, what it's teaching you is des means it is. So basically, you would say gakusei desu. That doesn't mean it is a student. It means I am a student. If you want to say it is a student, then basically no, because grammatically it wouldn't even make sense. So I'm just leave that alone. Nihongo desu. Nihongo desu means my major is the Japanese language. And not entirely. It doesn't translate to a hard. My major is the Japanese language. If you basically were saying that, you would say senko wa nihongo desu. Then that's what you basically say. Senko no nihongo desu. You basically say my major is Japanese. 12 時半です. That basically means it is 2:30. So we're going to go right here. So more what I was just telling you guys down here. Senko wa nihongo desu. Sometimes I actually, but believe me, you can believe it or not, but I actually was not looking down here, and this basically repeating the same thing I just told you guys. So senko wa nihongo desu basically means my major is the Japanese language. We also have watashi wa osora kimi desu. Osora kimi desu. My bad. And it means I am Kira. I am Kim. Yamashita-san wa sensei desu. Mr. Yamashita is a sensei. Or a teacher, if you will. Mary-san wa Amerikajin desu. Mary is an American. So we're going to go ahead to the next page. Now we have question sentences. Question sentences is basically, I'm actually gonna just sum this up for you guys right quick. So in order to ask a question in Japanese, basically you would basically say desu ka. Like if you wanted to ask somebody what their major is, it changes the course of the sentence, right? So you would say like, oh, what's your major? So you would say senko wa. So you would say senko wa. Well, actually, since you guys, I would say senko wa nan desu ka, because kind of it means what is your major. Since when you say desu ka, it changes it into a question. So instantly the other Japanese person should know what you're talking about, right? But right here it would say like Ryo gakusei desu ka, or you're an international student, and you would also say yeah, see, nan desu ka, senko wa nan desu ka. Like I promise you, I'm not reading it down here. So it says senko wa nan desu ka. What is your major? Senko wa eigo desu. My major is English. Now you can answer with that, or sometimes you can. Nah, this is more informal. You can just say eigo desu, which means it's basically, oh, it's English. To be more formal with people you just met, you can say senko wa eigo desu. That's more formal. Ima nanji desu ka? What time is it now? What I was just telling you guys. And imi kuji desu, which means it is 9 o'clock. How old are you? Meri-san wa nansai desu ka? Means how old are you? And of course the name is at the front. How old are you, Mary? And she said 19 sai desu. I am 19 years old. So nanensei desu ka? What year are you in college? And he said 2年生 desu. I am a sophomore. So when you say nouns, basically the no noun from my perspective, now this is from my perspective, the no noun is like basically a possessive. So you basically be like, my mom. That's my mom. So you would kind of say like, what good example can I give you guys? My mom. Well, I know like haha in Japanese would kind of be like my mom. But that grammar. You don't find that vocabulary word until you get farther into the book. But haha in general means like my mother. But in chichi it means my father. If you were saying someone else's father or something like that, you would probably say like ototo, I believe, yeah, ototo, or you would say okasan for like mother in general or father in general. So we have no noun particles. It says no is a particle that connects two nouns. Not one, but two. So the phrase Sakura Daigaku no Gakusei means a student at Sakura University. The second noun Gakusei provides the main idea of being a student. And the first one, Sakura Daigaku, makes it more specific. Not a high school. Daigaku means college. Not a high school, but a college student. You can use no like the possessive Takashi's. See, like in English, it makes it like it's yours. As in the first example below, here are some examples of no between two nouns. The main idea is always the noun, with the noun providing restrictions, specifications, etc. So we have noun 1, no, noun 2. The first noun will be restriction. The noun 2 should be like the main idea of what your sentence is being about. So Takashi-san no, that's the restriction. Takashi-san no, that's the particle. Denwa bango. So we're saying Takashi's phone number. Remember, the no particle is a possessive. Takashi-san no, Takashi's denwa bango, phone number. So then we have daigaku no sensei. Daigaku, college, no sensei, a college professor. Daigaku, first restriction now, no particle, sensei. And that's your main idea. X, y, this. But this time we're changing the particle not to wa, but to no, which is the possessive noun you guys just learned about. And so we're on to lesson 2 because those, we just have some more stories and like more practices you guys can do. Oh, and like how it's like minutes in Japanese and everything. Jikan dayo. That means it's time. So, but that's an ending particle. Ichiji, niji, which are hours, I already explained to you guys. Time is like ipun, nifun, sanpun, and I'm not even going to lie to you guys. I don't even personally know all my time like that in Japanese, which is embarrassing because I know all my numbers in Japanese, I know all my hours in Japanese, but I don't know my minutes in Japanese. But that's the end of the video, guys. I actually hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure you leave a like and subscribe on my YouTube channel, and make sure you guys go check out my other content and I am gonna leave my videos probably linked below right here. Oh well, I'm actually gonna leave a video link right here, so you guys can actually go check out my other content. Well, not my other content, but my other Japanese video that I had did, my first Japanese video that is. Make sure you guys go check that out, and make sure you guys go check out my social media that I promote. I post on my Instagram daily. I don't post on my Twitter and my Facebook daily, but I'm more active on my Instagram page, and that's where you guys can see my updates for my YouTube videos, where I kind of promote my Instagram, so you guys can check out my YouTube videos. But that's the end of the intro, guys. Like I always say, may God be the glory, and peace. JV out.